putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com. I want to cover some stuff. We've had some stuff stewing for a while that we never got out. For example, Hustler's Larry Flynt offered $10 million for dirt on President Trump. Now, we know nothing about the clown in chief, the former resident Barack Obama, but we know plenty about Donald Trump. And here's what we found out. He's flawed. And we loved it. We loved it. We needed exactly that. We didn't want Mr. Perfect like Romney. We needed a flawed president. And that's why Donald Trump is now president of the United States. The left endeared Donald Trump to us as they pointed out flaw after flaw. And you know what Trump did? He said, yeah, I did it. I own it. Whatever. It was out of context. I did it. Hey, look, I know it's not exactly the right thing to say necessarily, but yeah, I did it. Whatever. They criticized his speaking ability, which resonated with millions, by the way. Trump would go, it's going to be good. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. Yeah. And they ridiculed him. Look at him. He's not eloquent. Look at Barack Obama. He's so eloquent. And that's why we lost 1,080 seats. in Congress, governorships in Congress and the Senate. He's so eloquent. He can't raise money. The DNC said he's a narcissistic jerk who couldn't raise money, left him with debt. He's so dreamy. They called President Trump dumb. A guy who graduated from Wharton dumb. They called him too brash. They called him a loose cannon. And those were the good things that they called him. Then they said he was a racist. They said he was a misogynist. And holy mother of Weinstein, we know how that backfired on him, haven't we? We've seen that one go south. But the witch hunt continues. Surely somebody has dirt on President Trump. At least that's what Hustler's founder Larry Flynt is willing to pay money to find out. $10 million. I'd like to go to Donald Trump and say, look, you want to split this with me? Let's come up with some dirt, baby. $10 million reward for information that could lead to the impeachment of Donald Trump. What do you mean, lead to the impeachment? Oh, so he's got to be impeached for me to get my money? See, y'all didn't tell me about that wrinkle, producers. Yeah. He took out a full-page advertisement for this $10 million reward. Yeah. And you know what's funny about it is Flint knows that money's safe. The Clinton campaign did homework on Trump. In fact, they tried to make up stuff about Trump. That's how bad it was for them. They contrived stories about Trump. They were like, we can beat him. Here's how we're going to beat Donald Trump. He's hated. And we're going to start rumors that he's tied to the Russians and that'll do him in. And people were like, I don't care. We don't care. Larry Flynt says Donald Trump is an illegitimate president who was installed by the quirks of our antiquated electoral college. They love attacking something. When the electoral college worked their way, they love it. When it doesn't go their way, whiny babies. He tried, when he was talking about impeaching the president, he cited Donald Trump's firing of Comey. A man who could end up in prison. Now that we know everything about Comey, I wonder if Flint still wants to do this. Then second, he talked about the withdrawal of the United States from the Paris Climate Change Agreement. That's the second reason he wants Trump impeached. Larry Flynt, smut magnet, and he's worried about clean air. Hey, Larry, how about just clean underwear? Can we go for that? And who could forgive Trump's racism? Flint ripped Trump for his unconscionable defense of the KKK and neo-Nazis after the Charlottesville riots, which, oh, by the way, didn't happen. Donald Trump's never defended the KKK or neo-Nazis. But why quibble when a marketer of smut has his mind made up, huh? But for me, the most interesting part of the ad comes when Flint wrote We need to flush everything out into the open. He wrote that in the ad. Like, I don't know, let's flush Barack Obama's Columbia transcript out into the open. How about that? What about his Harvard grades? What about his thesis? There were a host of unknowns about Barack Obama that are not in the open. How about this leftist clown offer $10 million for dirt on Obama? Can you imagine if he had done this during the era of Obama, what would have come out if he'd offered $10 million for something that could lead to the impeachment of Obama? That's enough money to hide. That would have gotten some people interested. What's really funny is the leftists and his ilk believe that a billionaire who had the world's most beautiful women at his disposal has anything to hide. Whatever Donald Trump did in his past, he's more than made amends. By the way, just to be on the safe side, Flint could offer the same deal on the Clintons, right? Sadly, he'd be forced to pay once the dirt began to come in, but lucky for Flint, this particular lotto ticket's going to go uncashed. Appears to be a publicity stunt. He might as well make it $100 million. Larry, make it $100 million. Make it $1 billion. $1 billion for somebody that can come up with something to impeach President Trump. Might as well. He's not going to find. There's no money to do it. There's nothing there, man. I mean, I don't know how to put. It's boring. There's nothing there. He just Flint should admit he's part of the opposition, part of the Never Trumpers, part of the deep state and all these other things that are going on, because he's got to be working with the Clintons. This is a publicity stunt. How's Hustler doing these days? Anybody know? Hugh Hefner's gone, so one would think Flint wouldn't have to stoop to baseless publicity stunts now that the founder of Playboy magazine died. Maybe the smut business hasn't recovered from the Obama economy. What do you think? Flint has diversified. Is he going from sex to drugs? Is that why he did it? He's on hallucinogens? The founder of the sexually explicit Hustler magazine and several other pornographic enterprises has invested $100,000 in Pineapple Express. Did you guys know this? A cannabis consulting and branding firm in Los Angeles. The publicly traded company said Friday that Flint purchased 100,000 common shares for $100,000, calling him, quote, an amazing investor and world-renowned defender of First Amendment rights, said CEO Matthew Feinstein. Says the backing would inspire employees to work harder. From porn to drugs. Knowing that Mr. Flint has made an investment in our company provides an impetus for everyone at headquarters to surpass expectations and deliver excellent results. Because that's what Larry's all about. Excellence. Sex and drugs. What's that leave out? Rock and roll? Is Flint going to buy a rock group to complete the trifecta? Because he's going to have at least $10 million to put into it, because the money that he's offering up for Donald Trump, dirt, is not going to, he's not going to have to pay that out. Oh, yeah. Some of these guys, you got to wonder, what makes you want to chime in when you know nothing about this? I mean, who makes you believe that you're relevant? Larry Flint. Look, I don't know what Larry's background is. Does he study politics daily? He could. And I know his magazine was iconic. I knew it as a kid. It's iconic. It's like Penthouse. It's another kind of very, very smutty magazine. But does that make him a professional in politics? Does it make him somebody we need to be paying attention to? And the short answer is, of course not. Why would somebody pay attention to a guy? I mean, his sensibilities about things are warped as well. Wow. A dude, that's like a guy in the porn industry giving a dude dating advice. Yeah, so what you do is you go up to the girl and you say, hey, listen, I make adult films? Would you like to have some adult beverages and we could, talk about it? Maybe, yeah, said no pickup guy ever in a pickup line. What's he going to teach you? Larry Flint. Good representative of the left, though. I'll give him that. Perfect representative. Objectifying women, war on women. Probably doesn't even pay him as much as he pays the males. Who knows? Gotta leave it there.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.